Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. Today I have Dr. Jasmina Patel. She's a chiropractor in Palm Harbor, Florida. Dr. Jasmina, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Sure. Well, I was born in India, but I was raised in the US, and I am a chiropractic wellness physician, and I stumbled upon it completely by accident because I thought my whole life that I was going to be um, an eye doctor. My dad is partially blind and has diabetic retinopathy, and I was fascinated with vision care. And eventually, when I was a teenager, I got diagnosed with lupus and borderline lupus. Ended up going on a mission trip back to the motherland in India and fell in love with alternative medicine and met a female minority chiropractor who explained things to me in regards to autoimmune deficiencies and spinal health and made the connection. And it made sense to me. So I left the East Coast in Massachusetts and went to the West Coast and studied at Southern California University of Health Sciences after graduating from Clark University. And 4 years of chiropractic care, 4 years of acupuncture, and 9 years later, my results came out negative. So
Wow.
for me, I know I hear people say often that they didn't choose chiropractic, chiropractic chose them. And I can definitely attest to that.
Wow. So what's the best part about working in chiropractic for you?
It's going to seem interesting because it's you go to school to learn a skill set, right? And in our field, we're there to assist the body in doing what it's meant to do, to naturally heal itself. And I think when you see certain patients get certain results, um, it amazes you. It even amazes you and it surprises you because you
Mm.
know it works, but then you're like, wow, like to this extent, this is amazing. And so, even if you have your own personal story, the fact that somebody gave you the privilege um, to be able to be part of their life and their healthcare choice. So, to me, I feel like I was a young physician that started, and my patients used to say, "Why do you call me Miss? You don't have to call me Miss and Mister." And I said, "Well, no, I don't feel, first of all, I wasn't raised that way. And second, the initials in front of my name may have been earned, but that's because I have the knowledge and the skill set, right, to perhaps maybe help in some sort of way. But at the end of the day, what they don't get is I'm getting so much more from the Mr. and Mrs. whatever the patient name is from them than they are from me because
Mm.
there's so many patients that come from like different walks of life and different ages and different professions and they're opening up and they let you know beyond their spinal care they're letting
Mm.
you in into their life
Into their
and
life. Wow.
from the stories that they're sharing you're becoming a better person.
What's the worst part? What would you say is the worst part?
Maybe the misconception that people sometimes have about chiropractic, and a lot of that is self-imposed, I think, within
Mm.
our own profession,
Mm.
especially if it's not, I don't want to say there isn't really one definition, but if your mother is going to go see a chiropractor in one area, and then your sister decides to go see somebody somewhere else, and they get two totally different experiences,
Mhm.
you know, and I'm not here to say what's right and what's wrong, but I think what happens is a lot of the times, unless that patient decides to give it a second chance, or if they just stumbled upon the place that they felt was the best for them,
Mhm.
just that notion that like this is it. Like my chiropractor, if it was the greatest experience, then everybody should practice this way. Or the chiropractor I went to, I didn't have the best experience, so I'm not going to try it again. And so I think that can be rectified with education. But for me, I would say it's kind of fun. It's not a challenge really, but it's kind of fun when I meet people because I am 4'11" and a half. And so,
Oh.
um, so the first, the initial, are you going to be able to handle? Are you going to be able to,
Oh,
And
wow.
so when they learn that, oh, she's small but mighty, she can handle it. And I'm sure the practitioners that are, 6 feet tall and, grand in stature, I'm sure they have the opposite experience. I had the privilege of taking care of a couple of professional athletes, and they were much, much taller than me.
Oh,
I think
wow.
everybody was, but they were, really quite muscular. And I'll, imagine like a football player, or a professional bodybuilder or whatever have you walking out, and then a new patient seeing that, and then they see me for 11 and a half coming out, and it's like, what? So I love that look, but it can be challenging for some people who might, find that as a barrier and automatically assume, okay, I don't think she's going to be able
Yeah.
to help me just because of the size.
Businesses struggle with four things really, and it's money, time, people, and passion. So what would you say is like the biggest struggle in chiropractic, and why do you think that is?
It's a combination of, I know I can't say it's one, actually, it's all four of those factors. I don't even know how to rank those. And
Mm,
I'll keep it short. I'll say time because um, some practitioners think I have to have a 45-minute to an hour session to
mhm,
get the job done, depending on what they provide. Some practitioners know that they can get the job done and get the adjustment done within however many minutes or what have you. The money aspect, because there's chiropractors that I feel like do not sometimes value their services. The best quote that I heard when I was um, in my training, I had a supervising doctor that said, do not be afraid to have your bank account be a direct reflection of the number of people you have served.
mm,
And I thought about that and I thought, wow, that's interesting because you should value your services on so many levels because beyond the monetary, but you're more likely to, if you have a pair of designer glasses that you spent a lot of money on and you left them or forgot them somewhere, you're not going to care how far away you went. You're going to turn back around and get them,
mhm,
right? Because you spent your hard-earned money on that. But if you got them, a couple of bucks somewhere or whatever have you, you're going to be like, okay, forget it. It's no big deal.
mhm,
But you're more invested. You're more invested
mm,
on going the extra mile, not missing your appointments, taking the information and hearing it differently and applying it into your life because
mhm,
you were an equal and fair exchange.
mhm,
Hopefully you're an equal and fair exchange with whatever it is that, you are charging the patient and what you are receiving for what you are
mhm.
giving. So you
Absolutely.
said passion. And I think the thing is, there are a lot of people that start off very passionate about chiropractic and sometimes get burnt out, unfortunately,
Mm,
get burnt out in the process. Because, like I said, there's a lot of education that is involved in educating the public and the patients and allowing them to know what it is that you do and how the body works and
mhm,
how the services you provide are a lifestyle choice and what
mhm,
have you. And sometimes um, if you lose that passion, you know, patience, you attract that. You
mm,
attract that. If you personally are no longer passionate about the service that you're providing and the information that you're relaying, I say that all the time. You could be somebody that gives the best adjustment, but if that energy is not there between you and the patient for some reason, it
mhm,
won't feel that way for them. It just won't. You could give a mediocre adjustment, but for some reason, your passion over what you provide in so many other aspects for that patient, for
mhm,
them, that could be the best adjustment, even though you know that was maybe a mediocre adjustment. I don't,
mm,
so
mhm,
that passion, I think that time, money, passion, all three of those go twofold for chiropractic and for the patient. They
mm.
apply to all four. And then the last, I mean, all both parties. You said the last one was
People,
you said
people.
people.
Mhm.
You have to love people. I mean, I don't know how you can't do that. I mean, I love people. If you don't love people, then maybe you should be a DAC bar. No, I shouldn't say
Mhm,
that. You should be looking at X-rays in a dark room.
mhm,
If you are not a people person, not that I'm saying I have some friends that are people. They are people. They love people, but they also love their X-rays. But I'm just saying, you should. I mean, come on, if you don't love people, you should not be around them. It's like
mm,
I used to tell somebody, I said, would you, God forbid, if somebody in your family needed to go through heart surgery or something, would you want to know that that doctor became a doctor because their parents made them be a doctor, or would
Oh.
you pick the doctor that became one because they wanted to?
Mm-hmm.
But they both have the degree, the skill set, and everything. The difference
Mm.
there is the passion. One of them did it because they were forced to, and the other one did it because that's all they wanted to do.
Mm.
The author that wrote that and mentioned those four things,
Mm-hmm.
there's another four things that I think within chiropractic that encompasses leadership, and it's certainty, presence, love, and gratitude.
Gratitude.
So when you are in practice,
Mm-hmm.
those four things are pillars of leadership, and those four things are things you need to have with your patients, with your team, within yourself, and you may not have all four of those things balanced out at the same time. But if you know which one that you're missing, then it gives you an idea of why things aren't going the way you maybe want them to.
So transitioning, how would your family and friends describe you outside of work?
Oh gosh, one word, I would probably say intense.
Intense.
Intense. I had a young lady that worked with me. It was just me and her for the first 11 months in practice, just me and her. And she said to me, because I told her, I'm not here to be your friend. I can be friendly, but I'm not here to be your friend. She's like, I can't wait to be your friend, and this, and I'm not here to be. And so it's I drew the line about that very big. And she said, one day she asked me, and she said, but why? Why are you like, people want to get to know you? Like, why are you that way? And I said, because I'm a young female minority chiropractor, a young female
Mm.
minority chiropractor. The last thing I need is somebody to not make a healthcare choice that I think could potentially help them because of something personal
Mm.
that they may not agree with.
Mm.
And even if it's something minor, I said, if I become your friend, and then the next day or the next week, or if you become a patient's friend, how serious are they going to take you when you need to give them or relay them health information that could help them? And that's why they found you in the first place. And so now time has passed and I don't work with her and we still stay in touch. And she said to me, because I told a colleague of mine, I said, people can still get to know you. They can still find out that you're a caring person or that you're knowledgeable or what hobbies you like. They can still get to find all those things out in that process. And she's a nurse now, and she said to me, she said, I never told you this, but she said, people used to always ask me, what is it like working with her? What is it like? And she said, she always said, it's intense.
Intense.
It's intense. She's like, it's intense. She's intense about her patients. She's intense about life. She's intense about her family. She's just intense.
That's
And
amazing.
I was like, that's pretty accurate. I was like, that's pretty accurate. But I will leave you with this, with that question. The person that there was a friend I had in college who said something to me that to this day I will never forget. And they said to me, you allow people to get you from here. And this person pointed to my temple and said, you allow people to get you from here. Mm-hmm. You're not allowing people to get you from here. Mm-hmm. And they want to know you because there's a fire in here.
Oh.
And I never forgot that. I never forgot that. And so I feel like there is an authenticity when you're being professional and personal, where people can still get a glimpse of what's in here. Wow. Not just what's up here, if that makes sense. Wow, they're already attracted to you because of the fire that's within.
Right.
Know?
Wow. Wow. So where can people learn more about you? Are you on social media?
Dr. Jasmina J. Patel at gmail.com.
Okay, tell us about your book.
The book is called Love, Limitless Offerings of Vital Energy, and it is a collection of poetry. However, I am in the process of looking for illustrators. So if there's any young artists out there, diverse artists, who are looking to be published on my dime, they can absolutely contact me at my email.
That's awesome. I have to run, but thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.